You know what? I've had some time to think about this game, and the amount of overreactions I've seen on Twitter about this loss are utterly excessive to the point of stupidity. I'm not even joking when I say that. Some people are already saying that Lopetegui is going to be sacked and back to Spain by October. I've had people saying that he's going to be a crap manager. I've had people on Twitter saying that the players are just awful. I've had people even saying that Kilman was crap in the game. I'm like, what are you all chatting? Like, stop using glass pipes to smoke stuff. Go to rehab and get clean. That's simple, because you're all not in the right frame of mind or completely clean and sober to think that kind of stuff. You can't be. That's the honest truth. It finished West Ham United 1, Aston Villa 2 at the London Stadium. A disappointing way to start the season, obviously. But let's think about the bigger picture. Aston Villa got Champions League football last season for a reason, okay? They are an excellent team to play against, and they're difficult to play against as well. They really show that. They have so much class everywhere they are, everywhere from goalkeeper to attack. I pretty much see this game as a trial run for a lot of the West Ham players. A lot of players were put in a professional setting with some pressure, the pressure being to get 3 points, and the manager was there to assess what was going on. Some players passed the test, others earned themselves a second chance, and others failed. The ones who failed kind of know where they are going to stand with the fan base, I think. The ones who passed deserve to start next week against Crystal Palace. And there's now a decision for Lopetegui to make in terms of who starts and who doesn't. I think he might have his mind made up. Let me talk about the first ever starting 11 of the Lopetegui era. So, we had Alphonse Areola in goal, Sofal Emerson as the fullbacks, Mavropanos and Kilman as the centre-back pairing, Souček and Rodriguez as the midfielders, centre midfielders, then Bowen, Kudus, Paquetá and Antonio in the attack line. James Ward-Prowse, Fulkrug, Somerville, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Irving, Ings, Cresswell and Fabianski were on the bench. So that meant, effectively, that we had some options to come off the bench, at least, and that we weren't going to be short in that sense. Aguerd and Luis Guilherme didn't make the bench for some reason, and I forgot about them for a bit, which I felt bad about. Didn't take long for Villa to score. After 3 minutes, Amadou Onana headed in a corner, which was given away in the stupidest manner by Souček. He literally kicked the ball straight out of play from just outside his own box. What was the point of that? The second he did that, I thought, okay, that's freaking stupid. We're going to end up conceding a goal from this. And lo and behold, I was right. Tielemans whipped in the corner, Onana headed it into the net. Antonio didn't mark Onana, wasn't near any man. Conceded the goal. One thing that I will say that was very positive is that Max Kilman was solid. He completed 52 out of 53 passes in that game and had the highest pass percentage completion rate thingy. You don't know how to describe it, but you know what I mean, out of any of the other players. He also was able to carry a ball into the midfield without hurting his knees. Kurt Zouma couldn't do that. I didn't understand why Souček and Sofal were still starting. Souček completed 10 passes all game. In 97 minutes, 10 passes is all he completed. Talk about having an howler. Sofal got skinned by those Aston Villa wingers. He got skinned on the counter, did not contribute anything defensively. The pair of them, I wouldn't mind if they left right now. Kudus seemed to get fouled quite a bit in that first half. I mean, he was good with carrying the ball, but he got fouled quite a bit. Leon Bailey then went around the goalkeeper and hit the post. I'm not sure how. John McGinn had a chance which just went wide, and Villa should have been 3-0 up at that point. Big let-off for sure. Start thinking to myself, maybe we should take off Souček and put Paquetá in the central midfield position. Can't do any worse there. And he got a yellow card, and this is something that Lopetegui's got to address, is Paquetá's disciplinary issues. We already know what it caused last season. It's caused him to be investigated for betting. He still seems to be doing all the fouls without any real, I suppose, sign of it being an accident. Penalty came to West Ham on the 37th minute. Matty Cash seemed to foul Thomas Souček, and it was given. Paquetá took it and scored it, and it was 1-1. Better way to end the half, but still was not satisfied with that. The other thing that really annoyed me is the fact we had such a weak press against Villa. There was a press, but it wasn't a strong press. Like, we weren't going into them. We weren't going closer to their players. We weren't closing players down enough. They were getting past us with ease and creating a lot of space to run and counter-attack. I thought we made some changes at half-time, but we didn't. But that was okay, I guess, so I accepted it. Bright to start with some energy from Kudus, though. He showed a lot of what he can do on the ball in the start of the second half. Duran came on then for Villa, and we know the saga that he was about to sign for West Ham and twerked to sign for West Ham all summer. He came on, he nearly scored. Lopetegui then went for it, and this is what I will say I respect. He went for it and bought on a triple sub. Somerville, Phil Krug, James Ward-Prowse, Antonio, Paquetá, Bowen off. Antonio had a shocker of a game. Had to come off. Souček got the captain's armband. Fair enough. I said Duran would score a goal in this. He wanted to move to West Ham all summer, and then what did he do? He scored against them and even celebrated. Typical bloody sod's law, that. It really was, and I couldn't believe it. But I could believe it, in a way, as well. Rodriguez and Sofal came off for Ings and Todibo. Nice to see Ings on, because actually he came on and he looked lively. He had a chance which Martinez had to save with a dive. Todibo as well, I think, could be end up as a starting centre-back at this rate. Souček scuffed a chance on close range, and this was it. This was the last straw. He scuffed a chance so close to the net by kicking the ball over. There are people who have no legs who could have scored that. Tell him to learn Turkish. Same with Sofal. Get him to learn Turkish and look at buying mansions in Istanbul, because they ain't staying at West Ham at this rate. Finished 2-1 to Villa at the end of the game. Lopetegui now needs to make his decision on who starts and who doesn't. In his post-game interview, he said that he was unhappy with the result. I really like how he talks about the team and the fans. He says that he felt really upset for the fans. He says that it's not an excuse to have lost this game because we still have time to prepare for it. He doesn't make up excuses or hide away. You can tell that he's very pissed off. That I like. He's pissed off with the result. He's pissed off with himself. Maybe a little bit pissed off with the players, but he's no need to give them enough rope to hang themselves with, if that makes sense. From now on, I think Somerville's got to start. Alvarez needs to get back in the midfield and pair with Guido, given that the pair used to play with each other at Club America. And Wan-Bissaka has got to start at right-back position now. We've got an alternative right-back in him. Need to find the perfect midfield pairing as well. That's going to come with time, though. Don't worry, it's going to come with time. And then maybe Lopetegui will fix it. But it's just one game, so everybody, calm your tits. It's not the end of the world that we lost.